VR I want to tell you is about the rotation, how we see in the camera. So this is like very important. So now earlier you have seen the position of the player. That's our main camera is at 0, 1, -4, something like that. So now what we are going to do is it's completely changes how we see as a player in VR. So here is our player. So now what we need to do is whenever we see now what happens is we can't move our, see, it's only one direction. You can't really move this side or this side because VR means it's 360-degree rotation. You need to see up and down all this stuff, but we can't do it. So now what we makes to move, we need to move our player to see like this. See, now I try to move my player. See, I change the values here. That's how I should be able to move here, like this, like this. So this is what we need to do it from the script, not manually, but from the script we need to see how this direction, all like this. So that we need to take the access from the Unity system, then we attach to the camera. From the camera we should be able to move. So let's do that first. So now what we need to do is first create a empty game object. Now let's change this to back to the main camera. Earlier it was main camera. This is how it looks. So now change this to player less. Now make sure your player is at 0, 1.6 to 1.8. It's up to you which thing you want to put the values. You can put up to 2 also, but 1.6 to 1.8 generally. That's the player height, basically, the height of the player. Now this is our eyes, basically. Now you make the position of your camera to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, like this. Now make sure your main camera is dragged and dropped on the player like this. So you're making a child of the player like this. So this is how it should be. Okay, just make this as a 0. And this one as 1.6. This one should be 0, 0, 0. So thumb of rule in Unity, in VR is don't try to rotate the camera directly. You should take the help of a player. Like, say, if you take physically, we as a human being, we don't rotate our eyes. We rotate our head or the human body to see in the different directions. The same thing here also. Instead of rotating the eyes, try to rotate the player so that the child also will follow. Suppose now I want to see in the other direction. See, now I'm looking in this direction. Now if I try to change the player rotation, see, now the child also will follow me. See this. So this is what we need to get. So first thing is main camera to 0, 0, 0, 0. Then player, create an empty object, name it as a player, then 0, 1.6 to 0. And make the child, the camera as a child of the player. Okay. Okay. So let's move now and try to rotate the camera from the script. Let's do this. Create a new script saying that camera or player rotation or camera rotation is up to you. I'll make it player rotation. Player rotation. Player rotation like this. Now you need to add the script to the player because it's the player who rotates. It's not the camera which rotates. It's the player which rotates like this. See this, like this. So attach the script to the player. It's a human being who rotates. It's not the eyes who rotate, but it's only the player who rotates. So that's why we need to add the script to the player like this. Okay. So now let's write in the script to rotate the player. Let's put it in the start function and see how much it turns. So now for rotation, there is already a method called transform dot rotation. It's a method, and in this method you need to say how much in so you can see, let's say here transform, because it's that this is the where transform, this is where we need to move, this is the rotation we need to move. So here same thing, transform, click on transform, and here you have rotation here. This is the method. So transform dot rotation equal to what, in which direction you want to, in which side, in which how much you want to rotate. That's what you are asking. That's what it says. How much you want to rotate. You need to give the axis. You need to give the values basically. So let's go and change. So transform rotation equal to. So I said earlier. So whenever we are trying to rotate a particular object in the Unity, try to use quaternion. So quaternion dot Euler. Euler is the angle. So in this, you need to give the three values. Which angle you want to rotate. So let's suppose see this. I want to rotate it 0, 90, 0. Let's see what will happen. Control S. So now see, it should, what happens whenever we say transform dot rotation. So now the script is, now it's everything at 0, 0, 0, 0. Now the Y value should change to 90. So let's play and see. See that 0, 90, 0. Okay, 0, 90, 0. But this is happening only once. What happens if I put the same thing in the update function? Let's see. Press play. See what happened. What's happening here is still it's 90 only. Why it's not changing? Because every frame it's coming and seeing transform dot rotation Euler 0, 90, 0. So all it's doing is just putting this value in each frame. But what we want something to add. So if first frame is 0, 90, 0, the second frame should be 0, 90. Sorry, second frame should be 0, 180, 0. So you keep on adding each frame 90 degrees. So that's what we want. So how do we get it? Same thing. So just say this transform dot rotation equal to x plus 1, like how we do it, equal to distance plus 1. The same thing here also. Plus transform dot rotation. So These are vectors. Yeah. So now you add these values. So press play. See this. It goes at very fast speed, 0, 180. So now let me change to 1 so that you can see what's happening. Control S and see this. Now you have it's going at very fast speed. Okay, the same thing. If you want to change for the x-axis, it's up to the same thing. So make it 1, 0, 0. The same thing. It will rotate in the y-axis, x or x-axis. See this. So this is how you rotate a particular object. Transform dot rotation equal to quaternion dot Euler, whatever the values you want to rotate it, you should give those values into transform dot rotation. Okay. The next thing is, this is not we want. We want whenever we move our head to one side, we need to rotate that side. Whenever we move to other side, we need to show that side. That's how we need to do it. So now what's happening? It's continuously doing like this. It's completely rotating like this. We need to stop that. So what we need to do is, we need to get the axis from the mouse. So whenever we move the mouse left and right, it should move towards the left. If it move towards the right, then it should move towards the right. Okay. So now what should we do? So Unity has a axis system. Basically, we call Unity in the input system. We have an axis system. So where do we get this axis system? So go to the edit, project settings. Here in the input manager in the top, you have this input manager. There you have this axis. Basically, you click on this axis. You have different axes which are predefined. If you look at this mouse X, so mouse X is the name of that axis point, and this axis is only movement in the x-axis. If the same thing you want in the y-axis, this is the one, mouse Y. So suppose you want to shoot something, you want to shoot a bullet, you can use this button, fire 1. Sorry, the axis button. You can use this, fire 1. So now what happens? In the left control button of the mouse is activated. So I'll try to show you when we are this one, left control, this one. Positive is become the left control. So whenever we click the left control, it will shoot. So whenever you want use the keyboard for left and right, this is the one. Vertical, this is the one. So these are all predefined one. So I'll also show in the documentation where to get it from. So same thing, input. The input class, you have this axis. This get axis is the one. So in this get axis, you need to say whether it's a vertical, horizontal, or fire 1, or a mouse X or mouse Y, like this. Okay. So now from here we'll take the axis point and we'll define. So let's first initialize from the left to right and right to left. So float, say mouse X, mouse X equal to. So now here is it. See here, float H, that means horizontal. It's asking input get axis, and you need to give this string name. So it's a case sensitive. So make sure you have the same name as mentioned in the Unity. So project manager, see here, these are all fire 1, this one. Okay, fire 1, mouse X. This is what we want right now. So just copy this and paste it here. So input dot
Sir, how we can open this manager, sir?
edit edit project settings, and there is input manager. So you need to give the string name. So string name is mouse X. Similarly, you do it float mouse Y for a vertical. This is for horizontal movement of the head, and you need to get the vertical one also. Same thing, input dot get access mouse Y. Yeah. So instead of here, you can put, if it's a mouse X, the mouse X value, and in the Y, you can keep the mouse Y. Control S. See, now what will happen? Control S and see this. See this. Now, see this. So, based on my mouse movement, it's rotating like this. So, it's not perfect rotation, but it's trying to move. See this. So, we call this as a gimbal lock. I'll tell you what exactly and how to fix it. I'll tell you. See this. Okay. So you need to get the axis. So once you get the axis of the left mouse, whenever the mouse is moving from left to right, it will take this position, this input system, and there it will implement that float value here. Same thing with the mouse Y, the same thing with here, the vertical one, which will take it, and it will try to add to that rotation. So now I just want you to concentrate here. This is very important in the VR, how to see, how to move your head basically, or how to
Could you
move.
please show that code again, sir? This Microsoft, this, yeah.
Okay, done.
Yeah, done, sir.
So can we initialize mouse buttons like left, right mouse button or scroll option? Yes, you can do it. Yeah, we can initialize that. So once we are in the game, we'll also use this mouse buttons also. I'll try to show at the time. So the next thing is, now we are trying to rotate the cam.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, in my case, when I'm playing, the mouse, I have wrote the script, but the mouse is while moving the mouse, the screen is not moving. The camera is not moving.
So did you add the
I
script to the
think I
player?
have made a mistake.
So this is how it should be.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
have added the script.
this is how it should
Yeah,
be.
I have
Because
added the script to the. Yes, sir.
and
I
how
will
about
share my
the
screen.
main camera? Yeah, share it.
But the only difference what I felt was previously when you rotate the camera, it was like a human being itself. When we rotate our head like 360-degree, it was the view. But in my case, when I rotate the player, it was like with respect to that object which have we placed there. That means our enemy. With respect to the enemy, the camera is being rotated 360-degree.
Maybe you attach to the enemy. Can I check the script then?
Okay, sir.
So it should the
Yes,
script
yes,
only
sir. Yes,
should
sir. 1 second, sir.
the, yeah, script should only be attached to the player because it's only the player who moves, right? Who rotates. It's not the other one.
Yes,
The script
yes,
is also
yes, sir.
behavior.
I have attached. Mm, sir, here, here I have created an empty object named player, and towards that I have drag and drop this main camera. Now I have created the script player
So yeah,
rotation
one more thing
and
I
the.
just mentioned. No, you missed this thing. So always make sure your main camera
Okay.
is at 000.
Uh huh.
See this. Your main camera position
Main
is one
camera
minus.
position.
It's at. That means you are present somewhere. Your eyes are somewhere. Your body is somewhere, and your eyes are somewhere. So go to the player. Now you
Okay,
should
main
make the
camera.
player. No. Main camera is always 00. The rotation also 00. Everything to 00.
Okay.
Main camera is everything to 00.
Even the scale.
No. Scale can't be
Okay.
00.
Scale.
There should be 1. So the minimum value is 1. So to exist. So the player, go to the player now.
Okay.
Player, the rotation.
Okay, sir.
So make it first everything to 0. Yeah. Okay. Now make your player, the height is 1.6. The player height. That is Y. Player Y. Y. Not the rotation. No. That's a scale. No, I'm telling the position. Position of the player.
Okay.
Position of the player at 1.6.
Okay.
Yeah. 1.6.
1.6.
That's a human height. So in VR, you should always make sure you are designing the environment almost close to the real life.
Okay.
To the real life objects. So now you added the script. Now
Sir, one mistake. Sir, I have made one mistake because the play button is on. 1 second, sir. Let me do the thing. 1 second. I have to set the main camera. Everything is 0. Okay. Player. Everything is 0. This is 1.5. Player to 1.5. So is it okay? The camera, I have set everything to 0. And in the player, I have set the axis to 1.5.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Now press play. Press play. Now try to move your mouse. Oh, it's not working. So there's something missing. Just a moment. So off the play mode. Off the play mode. So can I go to the script? Player rotation or camera. Yeah. So float mouse X. See this, I said it's a case sensitive. So mouse is capital M. X is also capital. No, get access. This one, string.
Okay.
The name of the access is not small. It's a capital.
Yes,
capital M.
On the string, it should be capital M.
Yeah, this is a case sense. I showed you, right? So the capital X also should be capital and Y also capital. Okay. Yeah, now press play and see.
Right. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah. So I want everyone to concentrate here. Don't write any code or whatever. If I write also until I say, okay, only just concentrate here. So now I'll just make sure for the time being I'll close this all the stuff. So that, see, I'll just one player should be there. Sorry. So I'll take 2 cubes. This is cube 1. I'll just environment it all off. Yeah. So this is a cube, and I'll make a little bit size to something like this. Yeah. Less. I'll make another cube, and I'll put something like this somewhere here, like head. This is my head, and this is my body. So this is my. You can take this as a eyes basically. So now I'll make my eyes as a child of the cube. So this is how the VR camera works. Okay, so think this is a human body. This is a your player. This is a player, and this is I'll just put this player. That's much better. Player. This is a player, and this is a main camera. Okay, yeah. So now this is your player, and this is your camera. So now in the VR, whenever you're trying to rotate the camera, always make sure it's only in the y direction like this. This is how it should do it. It should move like this. Or if you want to do it like this is also fine, like this in the X. So don't turn the camera. It's this. I mean, don't rotate the camera directly. Only the player should rotate, and only the eyes should see up and down. That's what what I mean is. So if I try to rotate my up, this is top to bottom. This is how I look. So my eyes should see up or down. If I want to see from left to right, then I should move the player, see, like this. If I try to move from left to right, the whole my structure will follow. Maybe now it's clear. See, I should move my player from left to right like this. If I want to see 360 degrees, this is how I should do it. But if I want to see up and down, then only the camera thing, only the camera eyes. The camera is the eyes, right? So you should move only this thing. Okay, this is how it should do. Or else what will happen is, right now what you're seeing, whenever you're trying to move the mouse, right, you're seeing like a kind of like a gimbal, this is not like smooth transition, smooth rotation. It's kind of a weird rotation and all. So if you want to have a smooth rotation, like exactly like how we do it in the normal life, physical life, this is how you need to do it. Always player to move from left to right, and the camera to move from the top to bottom. That's how you gain that smooth rotation when you do this. Okay, so this is very important. Never ever try to move the camera directly. If you're trying to move the camera directly, then your eyes are somewhere, your body is somewhere. That's all you need to remember. So always try to move the player, take the position of the player so that your eyes also will follow the player. It will follow you. This is very important here. Or else sometimes what will happen is, if suppose accidentally your position of your player is somewhere like this, and you try to see, you are looking somewhere else, but the position of the player is somewhere else. See this. Now I'm looking, even though I'm in the scene, see this. I'm looking somewhere else. Both are different parts. So make sure you are like this, something. Yeah. So is this clear? Whenever you're trying to move from left to right, it's always the parent. But if you're moving from top to bottom, it's the camera. That's only the difference. Not positions. I'm just telling about the rotation only. This is only for the rotation, not for the position. So whenever you're trying to move your eyes up and down, this is the one. It's the camera. If you are trying to rotate the player, then it's the whole player. Okay. So I'll just quickly delete this, and I'll implement the same thing to the player here. So yeah. So how do I access this camera? Because my camera is in the player. So inside the player as a child. So camera is object right here. I need to access this rotation to move top to bottom like this. So how do I do that? See this. So first thing what I need to do is, now so far you are trying to rotate here. So instead of that, first thing what you need to do, you need to access the camera. You need to access the camera so that you can move top to bottom. So what you need to do first, I told you, whenever you want to access something, then you need to go first, take the reference, first create a reference. You want to access this property, camera object behavior. So you need to create a camera type, and you take the reference and you assign it and get the component. You need to access the component so that you can change, you can change this values. Okay, so let's go and create a camera. You can make it a small c also. It's okay. Camera equal to get component. The type is camera, and this is how you close it. This is a method like this. Okay. Now you access the camera. Now what you need to do is, you need to access the rotation of the camera's transform position. You need to access. Sorry. Here, one thing you need to remember is your camera is in the children. See, if you are directly a direct game object, it's get component. If your object is in the children, then it will be always get component in children. Here, this one will be get component in children. This is the one you need to use it. Sorry. If it's directly attached, you are accessing the player, then it's just get component player. But if you are accessing the child of the parent, then it's a get component in children. This is the one. So now, when you access the camera, when you access the camera, then you need to access the position of the camera like this. You need to access the position of the camera. So let's see. So let's take the position of the camera. So camera dot transform dot position. See this. I said this is a camera, and in this transform is the component, and that I take. Sorry, it's a rotation. Sorry, it's a rotation which I need to take it. So camera transform dot rotation, this one. Camera transform and rotation. So here it's rotation. Rotation. Yeah. So camera transform rotation equal to, so what is that? Quaternion dot Euler. How much we need to rotate here? So it's a top to bottom. So it will be in the x value, it will be 0, right? And in the y value, it will be mouse y, and the z value will be 0 into same thing, camera dot transform dot rotation, here like this. So earlier we are making this transform dot rotation. This is a player rotation because we added the script directly to the player, right? So if you look at this, this is the player. So we are directly accessing this component. So that's why we didn't say get component, because it's already directly accessing it. So it says transform dot rotation of this. So that value will be, so in the x it will be mouse x, here it will be 0. That's all. So now see, now Control S and press play. Oh, sorry. Yeah. See now. See now, if I try to do from left to right, it's moving up and down like this. See this. If I do it like this, earlier better than this. So, but what you need to do left to right, just make it to negative so that, see this, I'll show you the cameras, this thing. So if you look at the camera, see this, camera's rotation values. If you look at the player rotation values, see this. So just make sure you have this minus mouse x so that it will be opposite to that. Okay, let me put this opposite. I'll put here the mouse y, and so that it is equal to the x. Here I'll put the x1 horizontal plus x. See now, perfect. Up and down, left and right. See this. Now I can rotate in all 360 degrees. No gimbal lock or nothing. It's easy. See this. Easy. Now try to. I'll show the code. Yeah, this is how you do it. Now you can write the code. So only one thing we changed here is get component children, because the camera is in the children. That's why we are accessing the children. Creating game object. Sorry. Should I paste the code or is it okay?
Sir, in my case, object is also moving, sir. Object is also moving, sir. I cannot
Which
able to.
object is moving?
Sir, I have taken two cubes, and
Hmm.
along with cubes,
No, no, no.
cubes are
The cube.
working.
No, no. I just gave the cubes as an example because here, if I say camera
Yeah,
to rotate, you don't understand, right?
yeah,
So that's why I took. So generally, what I meant is here. This is how it should rotate in the
yeah,
in that this thing, and the player. This is how it should do it. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. It's working, sir. But cube is
Hmm.
also moving up, sir. Means whenever I am turning camera, na,
There's no
in the
cube
center.
actually. That's what I'm saying. There's no cube.
Okay,
No cube. There's no cube. I didn't put any cube here. Says this. This is just a player, empty game object, and this is my
okay,
main camera. That's it.
okay. Yes, sir.
It should be like this. So based on your mouse movement, it automatically updates your rotation and rotation value. Say this. Whenever you're trying to move the mouse up and down, left to right. So next thing what we need to do is we need to shoot the bullet from the player position. So suppose I'm here, I'm in the center of the game, the environment, then my should bullet start from the center. So that's what we need to do. So earlier we created a bullet spawn script, right? Here, so not any more key button because we are not using any more key code, any more keyboard. Now we'll go to directly to the mouse. How to do it from the mouse? Whenever we click from the left click mouse button, how to get it? So here in the input, in the bullet spawn location, bullet spawn script. So input dot get button down is the function basically. Here in this function, you can give the string name from the access. See, in the access, you have this, and you go to the edit, project settings. In the input manager, you have this fire one. This is the one. We'll use it for using the whenever we click on the left control of the mouse button, left mouse button, this will become true. Then you'll be able to release the bullet. See now. So if I go here and this is a string, so we paste it. Now let's see what will happen. So press play. See now. See, whenever I press my left click mouse button, a bullet is being generated. Yeah. Here. So one more thing we need to do with the rotation of the camera is the speed, because there is no speed here. So the speed may vary based on your frame rate. So if you want to have a constant speed, so then what we need to do is we need to add some rotation speed. So let's put some float rotation speed speed equal to maybe some 5.0 f and try to add that rotation into rotation speed into rotation speed. So now press play. See now, it's a little bit faster. So based on your listing, try to change the speed. Based on your requirement, change the speed. It's a little bit too fast, maybe. See this. So did you notice this? My balls are generated only at one place and only in one direction. So if I'm looking here, this side, it should generate this side. The ball should go this side, but it's not going. So we also need to fix that. We need to fix whichever direction we are seeing, the ball should also go in that particular direction. Okay? Yeah. Just put the environment ground.
Sir, where we have to write fire code, sir? In which script we have to
No,
write fire?
in the ball, as the previous script, we generated the ball spawner, right? So instead of get key down, I used get button down. So no more keyboard. I'm using my mouse. This one. So now one more thing we need to do is we need to access this controller player, which direction he's looking. We need to get that access. How do we do that? We need to take this reference basically. Either you can do it by adding the script.
Sir, this bullet is not coming, sir. Earlier it was coming, sir. Right now I have changed the
Check the name. Check the name here. It's a F. It's capital F, and there is no space between fire and one. It's a fire one. It's a string. It's a name.
Sir, only this new one is coming, sir. Player earlier code was not coming, sir. We can rotate and move, sir.
So can you share?
Yeah. Now is it visible, sir? So this I have done, sir.
Get button down. Okay, and can you go to the no?
This
Can
is
you go
a code for this access camera access, sir.
No, this is okay. If you're getting your rotation, that's fine. No, here, what the mistake you did, see this. Euler in both have a mouse Y. Only one direction you have. One should be mouse X and one should be mouse Y.
Here, sir. In this line.
Yeah, in the transform dot rotation, it's mouse X basically. Mouse X or mouse Y or something.
Here you told,
So
sir.
here, in the child, it's mouse X. That means in the camera. There it's mouse Y. There it's mouse Y.
So
the
here
transform dot rotation.
mouse Y, sir. We have to write mouse Y.
Yeah, mouse Y. And the camera dot transform dot rotation, that is X. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Now, sir, moving to this code, sir.
Now it should work.
Yeah, this is moving, sir. This
Perfectly. Whenever you're trying to move the mouse up, it should go up. Whenever you're going down, it should go down. Left to right, right to left.
Yes,
and try to shoot now. Try to click the left mouse button. Left mouse click.
Yeah, it's not working, sir.
Left click.
Yeah, left click. I clicked, sir.
Okay. So just to show me, there are some errors here. Null reference. Null reference means something you are missing, basically. Can you go there? Go to the console. Can you stop the play
Console.
mode? Okay, stop the play mode and cube here under the main camera and the child of the main camera.
Yeah, sir. Cube is here, sir.
Why? Why? Is that
Cube is,
enemy or what? Huh?
no, sir. Only object, sir.
No, I didn't have anything. No, you can see my. This is nothing
So,
there
so,
here.
so I'm deleting, sir. This one I'm deleting, sir.
Yeah,
Now.
you can delete it. It's not. There's no.
Yeah.
So you have a player. Okay, now you're not getting the ball, right? So
Yeah.
just double click on this error, the red thing you're getting, right? Double click on it. No, here in the console window.
Yes, sir.
At the top. Go a little bit top. Yeah. Now it will take here. So it's saying camera dot transform dot rotation button and dot Euler x into transform. Okay, that should be fine. That shouldn't be a problem.
Sir, camera should be in capital or a small, sir?
No. It's a small. It's a variable name. The name you gave.
Yeah.
See here.
Yes, sir.
Camera is a type.
Yes,
Data
here
type.
we have a small, sir. Here
Yeah.
it's in capital, sir. Is it okay, sir?
It
In
should
the
be
line of-
capital. No, you
Yeah.
didn't get the concept. Basically, the concept is if you go to the component name, check the component name. Unity. Go to the Unity.
Yeah.
So go to the main camera.
Yes.
See, the component name is camera, capital C. That's the what we are accessing it.
Yeah.
That get component is nothing but accessing this component because it's the camera which we are looking, right?
Yes.
So that's why we are accessing this component.
Okay.
Just go to the console and just clear it. Clear it. It should go. And the player and where is that script of the bullet spawner. You need to
Bullet
add
script.
that script. Yeah, no, the
Yeah,
bullet
bullet
script. You need to add.
Yeah.
You need to add.
Here we have to add in the player one, sir.
Yeah, you can add it to the player also. It's up to you.
Yes. Yes.
Click on the player and try to add. Yeah. Now go and hit. Yeah, hit.
It's not coming, sir.
Left click mouse. No, it's not working.
Yeah. Now one object reference not set for the instance it is showing, sir.
So can you show me the player? No, maybe you didn't add the prefab. Can you go and add the prefab to the player? No, see this. It's null. So that's why it's asking. So just go take and the prefab and attach it. Now we press play. Save it and Control S to save.
And now it's coming, sir.
Yeah. See that. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, as I was earlier speaking, so now we have a camera rotation based on our mouse. So when we go a little bit farther, I'll try to show there. In VR, we don't have a mouse, right? Only we have is our head movement. Whenever we move this side, this thing should move this side, and that should move side. So I'll tell you when we are at that place. But now, whenever we are trying to move the mouse left, the camera should rotate to left, and whenever we are moving towards right, it should move right, up and down, same thing like that. So now the bullet should be, it's at a player position. So the bullet should come from the player. See this. Whenever I touch, the bullet should come from the player. Now it's coming from somewhere else, basically. So even if I look this side, the bullet is not generating this side. So still it's generating this side. So for that, what I do is Now I change my, go to your bullet spawn script. See, there are two different ways of doing things. If you attach this script directly to the player, uh, we don't need the reference. But if you are attached to the earlier game controller or something like this, then you need to take the reference of the player. Okay, I'll show you both the ways. So first, let me take the reference of the player. So first thing what I need is reference public game object player. Now, so now I have the rigid body. So now what should I do? Whatever my bullet position should be player's position. So go to this bullet reference dot transform dot position equal to, it should be player dot transform dot position. So what does this say means? See, it's saying if here we instantiated the bullet. Whatever the bullet we are generating, it has some position. It can be any position. It can be some position. So for that position, so we are taking that position, that bullet position here, bullet reference dot transform dot position, and we are saying equal to player dot transform dot position. That means what? Whatever our player position is looking like, whatever the player position is, we are assigning it to it. So see now what will happen. So once here, oh sorry, I didn't attach the player. So just grab the player and assign it to the player. Let's play. See now if I'm looking this side, still my ball is generated only in particular direction. See this. So what you should do? So let's take the player transform position. So I'm just saying the player transform position. So let me see if it's taking my player position or not. Let me generate a bullet and let me say the player position. The player position is at 0, 1.60. And look, let's see if my bullet position is also at bullet clone. So it should, oh, it maybe fell down or something. Let me make my bullet to 0, 0. Open prefab to 0, everything to 0, Control S. So not any more rotation or anything. So if I generate, see this. Now it's coming from the height of my head, see this, like it's exactly from my position. If you look this, if you can look, see if I try to hit, see this, it's coming before my eyes. See this. So now I need to get the position of the camera. So this is the one which I'm looking the top to bottom or the side. So from this position, I need to assign that transform position basically. So next, what I do is, so I attach, instead of directly, I attach, first I'll access my camera first. Let me access my camera. See, either you can go and create another camera, player game object camera, and you can access the camera, or you can directly say here player dot transform dot first I want to camera. This is a camera type. Transform camera, I'll say cam equal to. So I'll first access the camera. So camera is where? In the player. So it should be player dot get component in children, and I'll say this camera. Yeah. Now what I do is simply, I don't need this statement also. What I put the same statement here. Instead of that, I put here, instead of bullet dot transform dot player, I'll just put now cam dot transform dot position, like this. Let's play. See now, I hit one. Sorry, it should be the rotation. It's coming down. Let me just quickly fix this. First, I'll take bullet reference. First, I'll assign it to, let me first assign it to the player, then I'll go to the reference. And let me put player dot transform position. Then once after the position, the bullet should come, the rotation of the bullet should be from the camera position. Let me put bullet reference, bullet reference dot transform dot rotation equal to whatever. Yeah. So here what I do is quaternion dot Euler, and I'll put the player position, player dot transform dot position as a this thing, and into camera, into cam. Let me just, yeah, let me put this camera rotations, camera dot transform dot rotation into cam dot transform dot rotation plus. So this side I'm looking, still it's only in one direction. Here is the player transform, the same position. Bullet transform dot position will be player dot transform dot position. It's the same position of the player. So my camera transform will be same as, the angle should be same. Let me the only position. dot transform dot rotation. First reference, then thing. Let me just play one. No. Just quickly I'll debug and I'll see what's the position I'm getting. GMT and try to hit. So the position is 0, and the position of the player is 1.6. Then continue, and this is at 1.6 is the position. Then cam rotation is at 0. Point. Continue. Player code get component. Control S. This should be fine. This should be camera player. Once, okay, maybe let me just see this. It should be after the review, after the generating the velocity. I'll just quickly find out. Let's see. It should be leg position is fine. It's the player. Again, I access the player, the camera transform dot position. Whenever try to rotate, it should happen. Player dot transform dot position. One. Press play. Then I'll look into this action. I shoot. No, it's not coming. Player cam dot transform position. This is the reference of the bullet, and it will be position of my player. And so when I attach this, okay, bullet reference dot transform dot protection. So it should be coordinate dot. We got it. Let me just quickly. This should be coordinate dot. Oh, ruler. equal to bullet reference. No, it can't be bullet reference. It can be player dot transform dot whatever the direction it's looking. It's with the rotation into cam dot transform dot rotation. So it says quaternion. Okay, cannot convert quaternion to unity engine vector 3. So it's only okay, maybe I'll just quickly try to fix this bug. Maybe you can take a lunch break. I'll come back once after, after the lunch break. I'll try to fix this bug. I'll try to fix it. Something I'm missing here. So you can take a lunch break in the meantime.
Sir?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We can take the lunch break and let's join by 2:30 p.m., sir.
Sure, yeah.
Yes. All the participants are requested to join by 2:30 p.m. for the last session of 4th day. Thank you.